O God, our rock and our salvation. We pray for our leaders, for those who serve our country and our world and our city, for our government officials, police officers, firefighters, politicians, presidents, CEOs, and especially those gathered in this room. We pray for discernment and decisions that they make. Help us to work for justice for the resident alien, the orphans of justice, the widows, the hungry, and the suffering of the world. Help us see and work for your kingdom in the world where justice, peace, love, and mercy might reign. God, we pray that you would be with us in hard conversations. Let us work towards justice and reconciliation. We pray for those across the globe who are facing devastation and loss, refugees, victims of natural disasters, and those who have lost homes, jobs, families, and more. The eyes of all look to you, O God, our rock and our salvation, and our hearts turn to you in prayer for thousands of souls battered by storms and seas as hurricanes passed over, leaving devastation in its wake. We pray, mourning the loss of life and destruction in the Caribbean, watching and waiting with those still in harm's way. We pray for our neighbors in the islands and in Florida and in Texas. We give you thanks for responders and volunteers who are going the extra mile. Scripture reminds us, many waters cannot quench love. So let your spirit of love expand our hearts and increase our capacity to love and to give. Let the words of Jesus, who stilled wind and wave, guide and empower us. Do not be afraid. In the challenging days to come, work through us to bring relief and respite from urgent need, comfort and the hope of peace for those who grieve the loss of family, home, and safety, and faith to walk on. May we be steadfast in love, stronger than death, and thus with those whose lives we seek to sustain, together bear witness to your redeeming love. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. President Gregory.
Here.
Vice President Richardson.
Here.
Councilmember Manzi.
Here.
Councilmember Small.
Here.
Councilmember Williams.
Here.
Councilmember Daves.
Here.
Councilmember Rich.
Here.
Statement of rules.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Good to see you here. Our council rules are very simple. We ask everyone to please turn off your electronic devices. If you come to the podium to speak, you will have 5 minutes. At the end of 4 minutes, you'll hear the buzzer. That's your indication to begin wrapping up those comments. If you have questions or concerns, please address those to me. I am the chair, and I will ask the appropriate member of the administration or the council to address those concerns at that time. We have a number of important issues on the agenda today. Some include CIP programs, that's capital improvement programs, including some drainage work, as well as a replacement of a pier. We also have the budget on the agenda again today. We've held several finance committee meetings as well as discussed the budget during our pre-conference meetings, and looks like we will be laying the budget over another week. We generally try to get the budget passed by the end of September. In fact, that is law that we need to do that and have a new budget by the 1st of October, and that is what we will strive to do. But it will be laid over again this week, so it will appear on our agenda again next week. With that, I welcome you all here this morning and look forward to meeting some special guests. Thank you very much.
Approval of minutes of September 10th.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Communications from the mayor.
Good morning. Good to see everybody here this morning. Some exciting news. The first item I'd like to discuss is this Saturday, DeMarcus Cousins and I are hosting what has been called or will be called Boogie's Block Party. DeMarcus Cousins is making a contribution to the city. And so at Figures Park, we'll be building a premier basketball court. It'll be styled after the famous New York Rucker-style basketball court. It'll be a single court with bleachers inside the fenced area along with lighting. So we're tremendously grateful for DeMarcus Cousins giving back to the community in such a exciting way. So this Saturday, from 2 to 5, there'll be a kids zone, there'll be music, food, more, and it's all completely free to the public, and so we hope to see you out there. For those of you who have ridden by Sage Avenue and seen the usage of that basketball court, I would predict that this new Rucker-style court at Figures Park will have the same kind of play that we see at Sage. So very, very exciting, and tremendously grateful to DeMarcus for what he's doing to give back to the community. Another item that's on the agenda today has to do with the improvement of signalization of our traffic lights along Airport Boulevard. From time to time, there seems to be frustration for anybody or everybody that drives down Airport Boulevard. It doesn't seem that the lights are in sequence with each other, which is true. The controllers that we presently have controlling those lights are among the oldest controllers, or let's say the oldest computers that we have controlling any of our traffic lights. The contract today will enable the city to start laying the fiber network to connect those lights together. It'll be followed on with new controllers so that we'll have the sequencing needed for smoother traffic flow, and it would go from Sage Avenue all the way out to the Pine Brook Shopping Center. So that's a very exciting item to be on the agenda today, especially for those that travel Airport Boulevard. I want to congratulate Diane Irby, the Executive Director of Engineering and Development. The American Planning Association, the APA, is honoring her with the Distinguished Leadership Award for a professional planner. The award recognizes an individual for his or her contributions to the planning profession through distinguished practice, teaching, or writing. This award is well-deserved. Diane is a proven leader who brings world-class management and organizational skills to city government. The map of Mobile, between Diane and her team, the ones that are responsible for that, the current zoning that's going on, that was originally under Diane, now being headed by Shayla Biko. But anyway, Diane is certainly to be commended by not just the American Planning Association, but really by all the citizens of Mobile for what she's done to bring planning to a different level in the city. And another item I want to apprise everybody of is we're introducing a WILL program to reduce blight and revitalize neighborhoods. It's going to be facilitated by the Legal Services of Alabama, and it's called the Living Legacy Program. Will provide wills free of charge for those who qualify. Without a will, many homes are left with no clear owner and become heir property, a property that's been inherited by relatives of the last property owner. What we have found out is that heir property is one of the greatest contributing factors to blight. We want to leave a legacy and not a burden. So by engaging with the community to help them have a will to designate a beneficiary, hopefully those properties will not become blighted properties in the future. So we're real excited to be rolling that out, and I believe that Jamie Robertson will be heading that up. Is that correct, Ricardo? Jamie Roberts will be heading that program up. So anyway, thank you for being here, and now let's have a great week.
All right. Thank you, Mayor. Ms. Lampert.
Adoption of the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Appeals, we have requests for waiver of the noise ordinance on September 23rd on South Ann Street, October 28th on Marine Street, October 29th on St. Anthony Street, October 28th on South Georgia Avenue, September 23rd on Windsor Avenue, and December the 9th at 13th Street and Roosevelt Avenue.
So moved. Second.
Discussion on any of these? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Public hearings. Today is the public hearing to consider a request to honorarily name Glennon Avenue to Dr. Yvonne Kennedy Avenue.
So moved.
Second?
Well, this is a public
Public
hearing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Tim just
This
bringing
is
it
a-
up.
Yeah, this is a public hearing, so if there is anyone in the audience who would like to speak to this renaming, please come to the podium. Yes, ma'am.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Thelma Thresh is my name, and my address is 2113 Highland Court. And I am here this morning to support renaming Glennon Avenue to Dr. Yvonne Kennedy Avenue because she deserves that. It's really long overdue, and it's something that I want to get done because Yvonne was real close to me, and I figured that we need to get this done. I talked with Councilman Manza this morning, and I talked with 3 of her nieces. I didn't get a chance to talk with you, Jennifer, but you'll hear it in a minute. Manzi told me that it's going to be honorary. Am I right?
Yes, ma'am.
We're going to have Dr. Kennedy's name on the post,
Yes, ma'am.
but we're going to also have Glennon Avenue on the post.
Yes, ma'am.
Because some people do not want their address changed.
Yes,
They
ma'am.
still want that mail to come to 2113, whatever their address is, Glennon Avenue.
Yes, ma'am.
But we are still giving honor to Dr. Yvonne Kennedy.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, as long as we have that straight, as long as we're still giving her the honor, I'm good with that.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I also want, I talked with 2 friends of mine that are going to help me with this. That's Gaby Gray and Mayor Zogby. Want to put a permanent plaque on the post also. And if I could do, can I have my way with this, with doing what I want to do for Dr. Kennedy? 'Cause
No, ma'am.
Yeah,
I can't have my way.
No, ma'am.
well, yeah,
But I'm
Ms.
willing to
Thrash,
work with
I
yeah.
love having my way. Okay, but let me get back with you to tell
Yes,
you the
ma'am.
things that I want to do for her.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to show her personality in this, and I want to jump hurdles for it like I jumped hurdles for
Sound
him.
like a winner.
Okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Is that okay? So I'll be getting with you, then we can get together. I talked with the nieces, and they go along with the way we want to name it, and I talked with her sister Brenda about 15 minutes ago. So they go along with how we're going to do it.
Yes, ma'am.
So when I get with you, I want you to go along with how I want to do it.
I'm gonna do my best.
Okay, I appreciate that. Thank you so much.
All right, Ms. Thrash, I think Councilman Manzi hears you loud and clear.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, anyone else who would like to come to speak to this renaming? All right, with that then, this particular public hearing is closed.
Public hearing to consider a request to rename a portion of Live Oak Street to Stewart Memorial CME Street.
All right, this is a public hearing to consider renaming as well. If there's anyone in the audience who would like to speak to this renaming, please come to the podium.
Good morning, Madam President.
Good morning.
Marvin Charles Lowe Jr., pastor, Stewart Memorial CME Church, 1266 Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue. Stewart Memorial has been a part of this community for almost 95 years. The impact that we've had, you just saw, because one of the most prominent children of Stewart Memorial was Dr. Yvonne Kennedy. Now, 95 years here in the city of Mobile, making a positive change, making a difference in the lives of those who come up and down that avenue. We'd like to leave a lasting legacy so that when the generations that are coming on behind us look to the street and look to the community, they will continue to know that Stewart Memorial has been that light of hope, that light of faith, that light of power to guide them in a direction that will help them to see that there are better days ahead. Please honor this request as we continue to make a change in our community.
All right, thank you very much. All right. Any questions? Thank you. Appreciate you coming. The public hearing is still open if anyone else would like to speak to this. All right, with that then, the public hearing is closed.
Presentation of petitions and other communications to the council. Tiffany Moore.
Yeah, just come close. There you go, right there.
Okay, good morning.
Good morning.
morning.
Okay, Tiffany Moore is our secretary of the National Federation of the Blind, so she coordinated everything. But I'm Tamika Williams, the president of the National Federation of the Blind Mobile chapter. I want to give you a little bit of history before I ask the question that I want to ask. The National Federation of the Blind was found in 1940 by a handful of blind individuals. Today, we consist of over 50,000 blind individuals all across the U.S. The purpose of the National Federation of the Blind is we were to come together to secure equality and opportunity for blind individuals. But 77 years later, as of today, we are still facing inequality. We're still facing misunderstanding about blind people and their capabilities. So every year we use the month of October as a Meet the Blind Month, where we go out into the public and inform the public about blind people capabilities. So today we're asking if the mayor, the city council will proclaim the month of October as Meet the Blind Month. In addition to that, we use our white cane, as I have here with me today. We use our white cane to navigate around independently. And so, in addition to proclaiming October as Meet the Blind Month, we also would like to proclaim October 15th as White Cane Safety Day. So that's what we're here today to see if you guys would draft a proclamation that proclaims both of those important days and months for us. We look forward to you guys' support. Thank you so much.
All right, thank you. And we will have a proclamation from the city for you. So I know Ms. Fairley has been in touch with the mayor's office, so we will have that for you, ready to either be picked up, or if you would like to come back and we can do it for you in person here at the council meeting, however y'all prefer to do that.
Yes, ma'am, we will come back at the council meeting. We'll come back just whenever you guys reach out to us. Thank you so much.
Okay, and I think Matt or somebody will be in touch from the mayor's office. Thank you for coming. Appreciate it. Good to have you all here this morning.
Ronald Hunt. And Mr. Hunt would like to address the council regarding Resolution 01564, that's the Downtown Development Agreement, Mobile Business Improvement District Agreement.
Hello, I'm Ronald Hunt. I've told you before my legal address is 1351 Sandra Drive. Technically, I guess I reside in Theodore, so I have keys to both houses. I just wanted to encourage what you've just gotten an email for, I understand, in the last 24 hours. It's in discussion to be able to support something downtown for Christmas. And I realize you're talking with the mayor's office right now as to what exactly is being planned through special events. But as I understand, the Downtown Alliance is asking for the $40,000 that was allocated in fiscal year 2016-17 that's not being contracted to be given as a one-time gift to support the downtown stroll. Now, I've always enjoyed Elfapalooza, and I think this is the same thing, if I understand, or if it's something different. I've never actually put on my pointed ears and my little green hat and gone down there in my tights. I haven't done that, but I've been down there to watch it. And
I'm visualizing that right now, Mr. Hunt. So
maybe if you give them the $40,000, I'll do that this year. How about that?
Might be worth it.
I tell you, I prefer to wear the St. Nicholas hat that I got from one of the tourism ambassadors at a Christmas party a long time ago. But maybe if you'll give the $40,000, I'll wear it at Elfapalooza this year. But I think we've lost our Christmas parade, and now we are looking for some sponsorship for this downtown stroll. And I just hope if the money is just going to be carried over in the $6 million that's going from this year into a transfer to next year to make up for the revenue that is lost, that you will at least allow that $40,000 instead of to carry over into the next fiscal year to do something for our children. I think everybody knows I love children. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Ordinance is held over 033, amend ordinance 01004, 2017, section 115 of the tariff for the City of Mobile, Alabama cruise terminal to provide that transportation network companies and taxi cab companies shall pay a $50 per month fee for providing passenger service.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
64034, rezone property at 5803, 5809, and 5811 O'Shell Road from B2 and R2 to B2, Lot A, and R1 and R2 to R3, Lot B.
Move to lay over 1 week.
Second.
All right, discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Resolutions held over. 09553, adopt the 2017-2018 budgets for the general fund, capital improvement, strategic plan, and the convention center.
Move to lay over 1 week.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
21562, authorized contract with construction labor services for McNally Park pier replacement.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Yes, Madam President.
Mr. Small?
This is a great project in the District 3 South DIP area. Many citizens complain about the access to the waterways, and I'm so glad that we are looking to invest into the park and at the pier at McNally Park. McNally Park is one of the most beautiful parks we have here in the city of Mobile, very unutilized. So hopefully that this pier will bring in more people to the South DIP area so they can see the beauty of Mobile Bay. Thank you, Madam President.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
01564, authorized downtown Mobile Business Improvement District baseline services agreement.
Madam President, I move to accept the version of this resolution that Mr. Rossler has that would provide for the $120,157 payment per year for 4 years, plus a seat, a city council appointed seat on the board.
All right.
Second.
Discussion?
That's not on the agenda. It would have to come in the form of amendment.
Well, I think this is a substitute, Mr. Rossler. Can you?
Yeah, I think you move to substitute.
Yes. Yeah, that's what he's
And we
doing.
need to read the differences, just so it's clear.
Okay, Mr. Rossler, if you
One
would.
of the two, yeah.
The version that Mr. Daves just moved to substitute added the following paragraph as number 6. The then current president of the Mobile City Council may nominate one candidate for membership on the board of directors of the corporation to be elected by the members at the annual meeting to be held in 2018 and at every third annual meeting held thereafter. Each such nominee shall meet the requirements of the enabling law, the ordinance, and applicable law. This provision shall be in addition to and not in lieu of Section 3.10(c) of the bylaws of the corporation, which authorizes municipal representatives designated by the City Council to attend and participate in annual, regular, and special meetings of the board, but not to vote on matters considered by the board.
Any questions?
I guess you have nothing for discussion. Nothing for discussion.
Well, yeah, there's a motion on the floor to accept this version, and there's a second, so yes, discussion.
The question is, the president of the council has sole authority to make the nomination without approval of the council, or is it a nomination that would be approved by the council?
I wouldn't say the president has the sole authority. I would expect the president to work with the council, but this says
But expectation in 20 years from now, when this is still in effect, may be different.
I understand.
Under
Says
this,
the president may nominate.
nominate.
Yes.
Nominate for approval by the council?
No,
No,
for
you
approval
gotta
by
add
the
that.
board of directors of the corporation. All members of the board must be
That's-
elected by the board of directors. And because their annual meeting, I think, is just in a matter of a few days, they could not get that put into place to accomplish this year. That's why the beginning of this nomination process is next year.
And if we have that much time, would anybody have a problem with that, saying that the council will nominate?
Well, I think what it is, it's mirroring what the county has.
This is the language that the county has in their agreement, yes.
Again, I asked the question. Is that what the council wants to do? Is all future presidents to make this nomination, or is it something that the council wants to have a voice in?
Mr. Manzi?
Yes, Madam President. I totally understand what Mr. Williams is saying. I also see what we are deliberating on now, and I want to make it crystal clear that it's certainly my expectation to get this nomination, as this is in my district. I'm just throwing that out there.
Any other discussion? Mr. Richardson, did you have something?
Yes, ma'am. Madam President, I would like to let the record be known that I support the bid 100%. I was among the leaders who went across this nation to look at other bids in the country to come back to start a bid in our own city. I think it has done tremendous work for the downtown. It pretty much has transformed downtown. I just want to make this statement, though. As we move forward from this year, I would like to see more diversity among management staff. Just want to make that known. So when it comes back before us next year, I want to recognize a difference. I think there ought to be diversity throughout the bid, especially in management. I'm looking forward to seeing more diversity in management at the bid.
Any other discussion?
Yes.
Mrs. Rich?
Thank you very much. I too applaud the efforts of the Downtown Alliance and the bid district individuals that give their time and talents and resources to make our downtown so vibrant. I represent probably one of the furthest districts away geographically, but the heart of a city is its downtown, and it needs to be vital, and it is truly the image and the success of any city. I appreciate what Councilman Williams is saying about having an appointment. I'm glad that the board welcomed that addition. As far as how it's appointed, if it mirrors exactly what's going on in the county and how it's done there, I'm comfortable with that. I would hope whoever is president of the Mobile City Council, as we go through years of evolution, that they would work with their council members to appoint the correct person to that board who wants to really be a hard worker and working with all those individuals downtown. The other issue, which was discussed at pre-conference and is no longer a secret, it was the addition of funds in order to do a holiday event. And I understand that that will not be voted on at this time for those funds, but I look forward to hearing from the mayor's office on what the city has planned, because again, a holiday season and holiday events are very, very important to a downtown. And again, it's the personality of your entire city stems from its downtown. And when you have out-of-towners, when you have publicity, it's the first place they run is downtown. So I would like to know what is being planned, and if we can get funds that are appropriate to the right agency, I certainly would be willing to do that. So I think that's a work in progress for any of the members who have asked for that to be added to this particular contract at this time. So again, we'll see about that for the information that we receive next week. Thank you.
Okay.
Madam
Anyone else?
President,
Mr. Williams?
I'd like to propose an amendment, which will be to paragraph 3, payment in lieu. It would be subparagraph C, and it would read, in addition to payments described in paragraph 3A above, the city will make a one-time payment to the corporation in an amount of $40,000. The proceeds of this payment will be used for the corporation for holiday events and decorations during the 2017 holiday season.
Okay, an amendment has been put on the floor. Is there a second?
I'll go ahead and second it.
All right, Mr. Small has seconded. Any discussion on the amendment?
Yes, Madam.
Oh, thank you.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Mr. Small.
Madam President, if I will, I'll be brief. There is money to do this. It is not only what we budgeted last year, but it was also what is projected. And when the two match, it seems to me that there's at least $40,000 to do this event, and I would
right,
make the
Mr.
motion.
Brown.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Small?
Yes, thank you, Madam President. I do know what Councilman Williams had just put before us, but I would like to state that I would like to support the administration. I understand that they will be coming to us very soon with some ideas or what they would like for the city to have during the Christmas holidays. I would like to say that whatever they bring to us or bring to the city, that every citizen can enjoy it. Even with the ice skating rinks, every citizen could not enjoy that. The parades, every citizen can enjoy it. District 3 is the only place where a Christmas holiday parade is taking place in the city of Mobile. But I would not support the amendment what Councilman Williams has stated, because I will entrust in the administration that whatever they bring to the city, that every citizen can enjoy it. Thank you.
All right, any other discussion on the amendment? Mr. Manzi?
Yes, Madam
Okay.
President. I just want to kind of along the lines of Councilman Small. We've been assured that they're going to have a robust Christmas celebration in downtown Mobile. We have not seen that. We also don't know what those activities will cost. And so I'm a little hesitant to move forward on this end without really knowing exactly how we're going to pay for the city-sponsored events. And I'm also, as I stated earlier in our pre-council meeting, similar to our GovQuest conundrum that we're trying to work through, I'm also concerned about the idea of it being a one-time gift. If it goes over well and it's a great success, then the expectation will be that we need to continue, which would be the right expectation. And I don't know if we would have these resources to readily give, and I'd hate to start something and not be in a position to continue in perpetuity. And so I look forward to hearing back from the administration relative to A, what will we do, and B, how will it be funded, so that we can make certain that we appropriately celebrate the Christmas and the holidays in general as this year closes out.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? Mr. Richardson?
Yes, Madam President. I didn't hear any specificity. I don't know exactly what we're going to do. If we vote in the 40,000, what will that be? What are we going to do? It didn't say exactly what we would do with the 40,000, and that's what I'm interested in. I would say this: sometime we just need to leave well enough alone. We had a Christmas parade, Saraland, Chickasaw, you name all these little small towns, they have a Christmas parade. We cut our Christmas parade out. And then we have tried this, that, and the other, and none of it measured up to the Christmas parade. None of it. We've done a whole bunch of things in lieu of the Christmas parade. But the Christmas parade overshadowed all of them. I think the message is we ought to go back to the Christmas parade. It brings joy in the hearts of all of our citizens, and I think we need to go back with the Christmas parade just as we have in all of the municipalities around us.
All right, thank you.
Madam
Anyone
President,
else? Mr. Williams?
If my colleagues will recall, about 15 or 20 minutes ago when we were in pre-council, the director of the Downtown Alliance, in detail, told us that $15,000 will go to decorations and $25,000 to the event. And for those that were paying attention, also, when I read the amendment, I changed it a bit, and I took out the North Pole stroll, so that if it was the decision of the Downtown Alliance and the city in cooperation, and that we might scrape up $40,000, that we may be able to institute a holiday parade and some. The holiday parade last time cost us about $20,000. I would think it costs a little more, but at least we would be assured that there would be set aside some funds for a holiday celebration. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? Mr. Daves?
No.
Oh, okay, I just saw you turning on your microphone. All right. The motion on the floor is to amend the version of the Downtown Mobile Business Improvement District baseline to include the amendment for the $40,000 to go into this. So this is the amendment for the $40,000. So all in favor of the amendment?
Aye.
Opposed?
Nay.
All right, the amendment fails. We are now back to the original substitute.
Yeah, the amendment proposed by Mr. Daves.
Yes, well, the amendment proposed by Mr. Daves.
The substitute.
Which is basically the substitute. Yes, that includes the appointment. All right, any other discussion on
I have a
Mrs.
discussion.
Rich?
Again, I'm hoping that we still will learn what is planned by the city, since we do not know. And if resources, I mean, we voted the amendment by Mr. Williams, but I'm hoping the discussion and the information is still going to be made available to this council. So I hope that didn't shut down finding out what it is we are planning for the holiday season. Because any parade, you're talking about next year. I don't think you can pull, well, I shouldn't say it, I don't know, some people do magic, but I think it would be very difficult to pull it off at this point as far as getting any kind of floats or, you know, something that's really unique and special, because you have to work with those corporations that do that. And they book up a year, I would say, easily in advance. So at least the type of parade we've done in the past. So if you're going to do a parade, you want to do it right. You don't want to do it, you know, so that it comes across that it wasn't well thought out and you didn't take the time to do it correctly. So I'm hoping we'll still have this out here to find out where these resources could possibly go.
Okay. Do you have anything else?
Well, I
Mr.
just,
Manzi?
I think we've heard pretty adamantly from Mayor Stimson and Mr. West that they're going to work toward a great holiday season celebration and a series of events. And I know they have the staff necessary, even working with the Downtown Alliance to put forward a robust holiday season effort. They've assured us that we'd have that information by this week. And then if we don't, we'll still be in possession of the budget. And we'll still, if we don't have the information, we'll still have the wherewithal to at least program resources so that something could be done. But I'm assured that we will have the information, and we'll be able to disseminate that to our constituencies so that they'll know that we'll have a robust Christmas celebration, holiday season celebration.
Right.
One more point.
All right, Mrs. Rich.
Thank you. Since we voted down the amendment and I was on the prevailing side of voting it down, rather than vote that down at this point until we have more information, can we just make a recommendation that that portion of this amendment or whatever it is, the 40K, sit till next week and we vote? I mean, I was on the prevailing side and I'm not so sure I should have done that because I wasn't ready to vote. I was waiting for more information. But I feel like if we vote on this, does this just go away and no more discussion? Because there wouldn't be a reason. This is not a new budget cycle. This is money in this budget cycle.
Correct.
Yeah, we don't hold this as a budget item. So I'm wondering whether we want to just perhaps do that if that's the will of the council. And I would make that as a motion that we take Mr. Williams' amendment that did fail, but that I wish could come back, if I'm allowed to do that.
But it would come back to go
Next
to.
week.
I guess you would have to hold it over.
Yeah.
You want,
Yeah.
do you want to lay the whole thing over?
No, I want to weigh the 40K, because I thought that's what we were doing in retrospect.
Well, it was all kind of one, it wasn't separated.
Well, I thought, and so that's my error, but I thought we were going to get more information and then make a decision on what that 40,000 was to be spent towards, as far as holiday, because that's the concentration of it.
I would say to accomplish
I need a second.
Suggesting, if you voted on this today and things changed between now and next Tuesday, you could always put a performance contract, a new performance contract on the agenda for that specific event.
For next week.
For 40,000.
Yeah.
We still have the budget.
Does that make sense?
That's
Okay.
not in the budget.
Right, so it wouldn't take an amendment from the mayor's office, or
Be in addition
it's
to.
strictly coming under performance contracts, which I just want to make sure that it's available to still be discussed and not finished at this point.
We can't lay over the 40,000 because it's not before us.
He made an amendment to what we were
And it
doing.
failed.
So can I lay that amendment over so that it automatically
not
comes back? to
No,
us?
y'all,
No,
let,
we can do
let,
that.
Okay, just
Yeah.
I'm asking.
yeah, let Jim explain. So, one more time. Just-
You are right now voting on the substitution
That's
Right.
what's before
of
us.
Mr. Daves, which adds that paragraph 6 concerning the nomination of one person to serve on the board.
Right, and Mrs. Rich, do you have your answer?
I just hope that it's still open for discussion on those funds for a holiday event with some entity, either through the city or through the agency that we know is devoted to downtown and gets people downtown through their marketing and all the other things that they do. So, and
All right, any other discussion, any other questions? All right, all in favor?
I,
Opposed?
Hold 1 second. Now, see, you all are, we're talking about 2 or 3 different things. I heard some reference to the nominee, to the board. I heard some reference to Ms. Rich.
She was asking, should we lay over the $40,000 portion? What we just voted on was Joel's amendment or the substitute with the appointment. Yes, well, not adding him officially, but.
But that has nothing to do with the 40,000.
No.
I just
No.
want clarity. I want clarity.
All right, everybody good? Everybody understand?
And I'm voting no.
And one in opposition, okay. All right,
Point of clarity.
go ahead, Mr. Richardson.
If Councilmember Rich want to add that to the agenda next week, she can do it.
For performance.
40,000.
Whoa.
It's gone.
She's a council member, she can add
It's
whatever she
gone.
want to add.
Voted and moved on.
yeah.
Okay?
Back to the agenda.
All right, thanks. Ms. Lambert?
21565, authorized contract with Southern Earth Sciences for Grand Boulevard drainage improvements.
So move.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
35566, authorized modification of lease with the state of Alabama for storage of crowd control barricades.
So moved?
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Consent resolutions being introduced for the first time, 37568 through 6576.
Motion for the suspension of the rules for immediate consideration of resolutions 37568 through 6576.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
37568, 569, 570, and 571 and 572 are recommending approval to the ABC Board for issuance of a restaurant retail liquor license for Sonny's Barbecue on Schillinger Road South, for issuance of a retail beer, table wine on off-premises license for Virginia's Health Food on Dawkins Street, for issuance of a restaurant retail liquor license for Tavern on the Hill, Drew Drive, for issuance of a retail beer, table wine, off-premises only license for Little K Oil Company on Highway 90 West, for issuance of a lounge retail liquor Class 1 license for Alchemy Tavern on South Joachim Street.
So move.
Second?
Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
46573 and 46574, honorarily rename Glennon Avenue to Dr. Yvonne Kennedy Avenue and rename a portion of Live Oak Street to Stewart Memorial CME Street.
So move.
Second.
Second.
Discussion?
Yes, Madam President.
Mr. Manzi?
Just want to briefly say that I could not be prouder to sponsor 2 other agenda items than these 2. Certainly Dr. Kennedy, her legacy, her work in the community, work at Bishop State, work in the District 2 area and the city of Mobile at large merits what we're doing. And I do look forward to working with Ms. Thrash, working with her family, working with the sorority. I see a couple of members of the sorority here today, and the church family. in making certain that this is something that not only she would be proud of, but that citizens of Mobile in the future will really know and have a greater appreciation for who and what she stood for. Same for Stewart Memorial. For almost 100 years, they've been a pillar of faith, been a pillar of family, been a pillar of consistency on the avenue and in the District 2 and the greater Mobile community. And under Dr. Liu, they've continued that tradition. Proud to work with him, proud to work with various members, Mr. Penn, who's been on this effort since day one. And Dr. Kennedy was a proud member of Stewart Memorial. She was proud to be a Delta, she was proud to be President of Bishop State, but she also let you know up front, I am from the cathedral on the avenue, which is Stewart Memorial CME Church. And so I'm asking that we would support both of these items progressively.
All right, thank you. Anyone else? All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
58-575, authorize removal of weeds, Group 1567.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
6576, approve award of special bonus to Tiffany Monty as part of the Mayor's Incentive Program.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
CIP resolutions being introduced for the first time, 21-577 through 21-578.
Motion for the suspension of the rules for immediate consideration of resolution 21-577 and 578 will lay over for 1 week.
Second.
By council rules.
All right, second. Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
21-577, authorized contract with Walters Controls for controls replacement and calibration, Mobile Museum of Art.
So moved.
Second.
Discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
Resolutions being introduced for the first time, 01-579 through 09-586.
Said resolutions will lay over for 1 week by council rules.
Announcements.
All right, we'll start with Mr. Williams.
Thank you, Madam President. I want to make a little something clear. I find very few things in our city that contribute more to the overall health of the entire city than does the Downtown Mobile Alliance. I don't want my no vote to be misunderstood. I simply believe in not abstaining. I think it's just kind of another way out. We have got to find a way to, in this case, adequately fund the Downtown Mobile Alliance and enter into real negotiations with that organization. It's proven, and I'm not doubting anybody's support. Just, we need to look and see how we can do business better downtown. And I think all of us want to do that, and the way that we do that is through that very capable and proven organization. I just also, there's two pieces to this. One is, I think we ought to pay them more, both in performance contract and with regard to our baseline. Secondly, the ordinance that was presented as a substitute resolution, Jim, is it an ordinance or a resolution that we?
Resolution.
So I thought, I'm sorry. So the resolution called for an appointment or a nomination that would go directly without confirmation of the council. And I think when someone is representing this council, it ought to be voted on by all members. And since it was brought to me in short notice, that is about, this 10:30 meeting, I had not seen it before, just didn't feel like that I could support it. And again, I'm just against abstentions. So thank you very much, and I look forward to next week's vote on the budget.
All right. Mr. Small?
Thank you, Madam President. As I announced last week, we are going to have a series of meetings throughout District 3 dealing basically with street captains, inviting all the citizens to come out. You all will receive a postcard on next week stating the date and the time where we will have the meetings at. The first meeting will be held at the Craighead Elementary School on Tuesday, October the 3rd at 6:00 p.m. For the Oakdale community, and Maysville North DIP area community will be held at 6:00 p.m. at the St. Monica Catholic Church on Dolphin Island Parkway. The South DIP area will be at the Gilliard Elementary School at 6 o'clock p.m. on the 17th, and on the 24th of October at the Halls Mill Road Communities. The meeting will be held at 6 o'clock p.m. at the Mertz Elementary School, which is located on Government Boulevard. Asking all the citizens who would like to come out and partake, please be on time, and I will not hold you long. We're just trying to move our community, our district, to be further and better than where we are standing at today. Last week, I had got great news within the South DIP area. When I first took council, one of the main things people were saying that there was nothing to do for the kids to on South DIPN, nothing for them to do, no recreation center, anything like that, no Boys and Girls Club. Since I've been on the council, we have achieved to have a summer Boys and Girls Club for the past 4 years. Well, last week we was awarded the 21st Century Grant to have an all year round program for the next 3 years at the Gilliard Elementary School. And this is a great thing for the kids on the South DIP area. That's one thing we cannot say no more in that particular area. There's nothing for the kids to do. We are now doing it. This program will start in the month of October. If you have any questions, feel free to call the Boys and Girls Club at 432-1235 or Gilliard Elementary School at 221-1820. This is a great blessed thing that's happened to the citizens on the South DIP area to keep the kids busy throughout the school year. The summer program had made a great improvements with the reading and math scores at the Gilliard Elementary School. So it's just amazing that we're having this program all year round, what things going to be like for our students on the South DIP end. And remember that District 3 is the place where things are happening. Thank you, Madam President.
All right, thank you. Mrs. Rich?
Thank you very much. First, I'd like to start off wishing all of the members of our Jewish community here in Mobile a happy Rosh Hashanah, which is the beginning of the Jewish New Year, which will begin at sunset on Wednesday. On October 7th, there will be a planting party out at the Senior Center, the Connie Hudson Senior Center, where we'll be putting in the landscaping. We got a grant from Lowe's, and I thank them, their corporation, for giving a grant towards this, what will be a very well-received amenity and beautification. I would like to thank the county for sending the horticulturist that helped draw the plans from the county, and also Commissioner Hudson, which was, she was very instrumental in this, and also the Connie Hudson Senior Center Community Foundation, which is the 501c group that's also working and contributing, and we're looking for students to come help us plant, and we have master gardeners. It should be a great event. Against that's October 7th. We plan to be out there starting at 7 a.m. in the morning, and we'll go and do not only the front but the sides and the rear of this for this beautification project. So it's a big program, and we need lots of hands on deck, and please feel free to come out at any point to participate. Saturday, October 7th, starting at 7 a.m., and we'll also serve pizza to keep you around, and refreshments in order to make sure that you stick around and participate, since it's a big project. On October the 19th, the Citizens Police Advisory Council will be meeting at the Connie Hudson Senior Center. They start at 5:30, taking drop-in information for people, and their meeting starts at 6 p.m. Again, that's Thursday, October 19th, for the, this meeting to take place in District 6. So look forward to people attending and finding out more and being more involved in that program. So thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Mr. Richardson.
Thank you, Madam President. Several weeks ago, I mailed a brochure to all residents in District 1. And the brochure had to do with the capital improvement plan. From the capital improvement plan, which we receive now $3 million a year, each council district. From that plan, I would be formulating a District 1 capital improvement plan. But I want the input of the citizens as to what they want me to work on. So I sent the brochure out to every resident in District 1 saying by October 1, I would like to have your response back. And each one of them can name the top 5 projects they want me to work on in their community. They're coming in, but they're coming in slow, and this is the issue. Once I commit the funds, once I submit my capital improvement plan, I don't have another dime for the rest of the year. Then the citizens are calling up saying, I would like to have this. I don't have 1 cent to address that. So when I get all of these responses back, I put them in I categorize them according to communities. I have Moffett Road, Crichton, Midtown, Tobinville, and Trinity Gardens. And then once I do that, I take a look in each one of those communities at what the citizens want me to do. And whatever ones get the highest number, that's the one I'm putting on my list. We're not scratching any of them off, but we will not be able to do all of them. But I'm going to follow what the people say they want me to do. And I can call a meeting and get 25 people out there and let them decide. I'm not doing that. I'm going to let the people decide. So I use this method to give all of the citizens a chance to have an input on what it is that we'll be doing. I say that to say this, it is paramount, it is urgent that you let me know what it is you want me to do. If you don't want to mail them in, call. If you don't want to call, email. If you don't want to email, text. If you don't want to text, come down here and say it. But let me know what it is you want me to do, because once I submit the plan, there will be no more funding. I have to submit a plan for all of my funding at one time. Now, if I had, $200,000 left, then if you say I want, the ditch clean, I could say, I have enough money for that. Go out there and clean that ditch. I have another dime left. So all I have is what I submit at one time. The other point I want to make is that on October 19th, I will be holding my Tobinville community meeting at the Tobinville Library starting at 6 o'clock. And I'm asking all the citizens in Tobinville to please come out. At all of my meetings, I'm going to be talking about job opportunities. I'm going to have somebody there who will be offering jobs, will be talking about the availability of jobs at their facility. And it's dismal because in most instances, I have the mothers and the grandmothers, the people who really need the jobs, the young people. I don't see them. They don't come. But I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing, because when people come and ask me, what are you going to do? My answer to that is this: what are you going to do? I can bring them to the community, but I can't make you come and apply. I can't make anybody do that. I'm going to have some people coming and talking about job training, that they would train you, most of them for free. Just say what you want to do, and we'll train you to do that. Most instances, I don't have no young people coming out for that. But I'm still, at all of my meetings, that's what I do. I would have somebody there to go over these issues. We're going to talk about CIP projects, and we have some special projects planned for you that we're going to unveil. We're going to talk about the 3 Mile Creek Greenway Initiative. We're going to talk about public safety. So it's going to be a lively program. That's October the 19th, Thursday, at the Tobinville Library, starting at 6 o'clock. Thank you, Madam President.
All right, thank you. Mr. Mancy?
Yes, Madam President. I want to start by saying that we'll be conducting a similar exercise in District 2, reaching out to all the citizens, but it'll be after the beginning of the new fiscal year. Reaching out to all citizens, inquiring as to what your priorities are in your respective communities, formulating a plan so that we can move to execute the people's plan as it relates to capital improvements in District 2. We'll also be having a series of community meetings. CIP will be part of that agenda, but also our traditional format will be in place where you can relay issues of great concern to department heads who will hopefully be at these various meetings so that we can be busy addressing the issues brought to our attention. On last Wednesday, I had the honor of being interviewed by Mr. Michael Curlick. Michael Curlick runs a website and podcast called City Council Chronicles. And he's interviewed about 60 different council members across the United States. And I was the first one from the state of Alabama. Did not really give this interview much due diligence. I just answered the phone, not thinking that it would have been a real thorough interview. And he surprised me in that respect because he had audio clips of our meetings that he played. He referenced each and every one of my council colleagues and played audio of them speaking in the meetings. He started out asking me about C.J. Small and him saying that District 3 is the place where things are happening. And so I'm going to share that link with you all. He asked me about John and how he's a stickler for the rules, and he asked me about Fred and him being 78, and I told him when I'm 78, I hope to be in his shape. And so he asked me about Bess, Gina Gregory, and how she conducted the meetings. Interesting interview. I'm going to share the link with all of you, but I told him that I would let you all know that I did the interview. And he also came up with some new catchphrases for District 2. Evidently, he did not like working for you in District 2. I love it. And I think the citizens of District 2 love it because they can see it happening. But he came up with some, and he sent me a link, and it's not playing. I promised him I would play it in the meeting. Maybe next week, Mike, because I know you're watching. But I can't get it to function here in this auditorium. But some real interesting new logos like District 2, we have a Hardee's. District 2, walk on the wild side. He's got it. He's kind of off color in some respects, but comical mostly. And I just appreciate having the opportunity to participate. But what it showed me is the power of public access to our meetings. That a gentleman from up north could have complete and unfettered access to what we do here. While we might not have a big crowd here when it comes to announcements, you don't know who's seeing, who's watching, who's having an opportunity to analyze the decisions that we're making. And I'm hopeful that we'll continue down this path, that we'll create new opportunities for public input and public access, because evidently somebody is watching. Yes,
all right, thank you. Well, Michael, I'm guessing you're watching out there in internet land. Seventh Heaven.
All right. Now. All right.
Yeah. Seventh Heaven. Okay. District 7 Heaven, Heaven and 7, something along those lines. I don't know, you got to rhyme.
Did you get that, Mike?
Looking forward to hearing and reading this interview. So, Mr. Manzi, you're on the spot, buddy. Just one announcement. I will be participating in the Focus Women's Conference this Friday at the Battle House. It all begins at 8:30. I will be one of 28 panelists, including our commissioners Ludgood and Hudson, in talking about a number of different issues affecting women. So I think registration ends in about 10 minutes. If anybody is interested in signing up to go to the Focus Women's Conference on Friday at the Battle House, look forward to seeing many of you there. Any other discussion, announcements? All right.
Oh, yes. Thank
Yeah,
you.
go ahead, Rena,
Yes,
go ahead.
out at the Battleship, there'll be a program, but everyone is encouraged for today to ring the bell in honor of Constitution Day. So thank you for reminding us that. So come out to the Battleship at 2 o'clock.
All right, very good. With that then, we are adjourned.
Ooh, hammer shot.
You can't unsee that.
Man.